iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted in league events with AI Racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com. In this iRacing how-to, we will cover optimizing your PC and monitor settings in order to optimize iRacing's performance. Start by installing Windows operating system updates, including optional updates for your hardware. You will also need to perform a clean install of the latest GPU drivers available. Your graphics card provider should be contacted directly if you have any further questions or issues with their products. iRacing is not affiliated with any of the following websites. Depending on which graphics card you have, you'll have to visit either NVIDIA or AMD's support site. For NVIDIA graphics cards, go to the Drivers tab and select the card that you are using from the drop-down list. Click Next and Download to install the drivers. You can also download GPU drivers from NVIDIA's GeForce Experience software. To do so, open GeForce Experience and click the Drivers tab. GeForce Experience automatically detects what graphics card you have installed. Click Download to install the drivers. Next, navigate to your Windows settings and then System, Display, and Advanced Display. Confirm that your desired monitor or monitors is listed. If you are running more than one monitor in Sim, confirm that each monitor's refresh rate and dimensions are the same. Vertical Sync, or VSync, forces the frame rate to lock your monitor's refresh rate. By disabling this option, you will notice increased frame rates in Sim beyond your monitor's refresh rate. To do this, right-click on your desktop to open your NVIDIA control panel. Then, click on the Manage 3D Settings tab. Under the Global Settings tab, scroll down to Vertical Sync, turn it off, and click Apply. You can also turn off Vertical Sync by choosing iRacing Motorsports Simulator.exe in the Program Settings tab. Some additional issues have been reported when NVIDIA PhysX processor is set to auto-select. This is most common on laptops. To manually set the PhysX processor, go to the Configure Surround PhysX tab in your NVIDIA control panel and select your graphics card from the drop-down list. For AMD graphics cards, go to the Drivers section under the Radeon Graphics tab. Here, select the card you are using from the drop-down lists. Then, pick the version of Windows you are running and download the AMD software package by clicking Download. You can also download GPU drivers from AMD's Auto Detect and Install software, which you can find linked at this site. After your graphics install, let's go over the iRacing application itself. Launch the iRacing UI and confirm that the iRacing Documents folder is installed correctly. To properly work, the iRacing Documents folder must be at the location of C drive, Users, your username, Documents, iRacing. The iRacing Documents folder is where your replays, paint schemes, setups, and other configuration files are saved. We strongly recommend not backing up or redirecting your iRacing Documents folder to Microsoft's OneDrive system to ensure your files stay intact. This is separate from your iRacing installation directory, which is where the files of the game are installed if you purchased iRacing on our website. If you purchased iRacing on Steam, your installation directory by default would be located within C drive, Program Files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, iRacing. If you do not see this folder, reinstall the service with the latest installer from our website. Next, we will want to set up our display using the Graphics Config tool. In the iRacing UI, navigate to the bottom left corner and select Settings. Click on Interface and then Run Graphics Config. Confirm the correct display and graphics card from the dropdown, and then select Auto Configure. Then, in the iRacing UI, click on the monitor at the top and confirm it is set to Display. From here, open an iRacing session and navigate to the Options tab of your in-sim UI. Click on Graphics and then confirm iRacing is using the correct display settings and refresh rate at the top. You can find more information regarding GPU drivers and setup on our support site, linked in this video's description.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Welcome to the Coast to Coast Racing Network for Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season Week number 10. Tonight we come to you from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set for the first of 4 heat races on the program. 8 laps, top 4 will go through to the A main. Everybody else will go through to the consolation race known as the B main. We'll have a warm-up session and then our 30-lap main event. Let's go trackside, take a look at heat race number 1, starting lineup. It'll be Patrick Spangler, car number 39 to the pole position. Bob DeGood, car 7 from position number 2. Logan Wentz, the 18 from position number 3. Dean Reynolds, the 79 from 4. Brandon Templeton, the 31 from 5. Joe Canellis in the 1 from position number 6. And Dylan Kinsey in the 83 from position number 7. Heat race number 1. Here at the Lucas Oil Raceway, or Lucas Oil Speedway. Week 10 of the fall season for Gambler Motorsports and the Thursday Night Thunder. Steve King Foundation safety car takes the right-hand turn. It'll enter the pits in on the outside of the racetrack in turn number 2, which means we are set for a start. The 358 Modifieds are first on the program here tonight. Patrick Spangler, Bob DeGood. They'll bring us through turn number 3, off for turn number 4, and the green flag is gonna wave. We're up and away. Here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, a bit of a scrappy start from Logan Wentz there in the 18 machine. Joe Canellis off the racetrack. Meanwhile, Brandon Templeton trying to come after Bob DeGood in that Team RWB number 7 machine, RWB machine. But leading lap number 1 is going to be the 39 car of Patrick Spangler. To the low side goes Brandon Templeton. He'll now take over the runner-up position as he works down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bob DeGood stuck right through the middle of the racetrack, cuts it down on the exit of turn number 4, trying to get the run there on Brandon Templeton. Will get the run, but just gets right up into the back of him, but we stay green. Of course, no yellows in heat racing competition. And now here comes that King Race Designs car number 79 car, the Super Dirt Car Series entry of Dean Reynolds. Spangler still leads the way. Completion of this lap will be halfway home. Spangler, Templeton, Reynolds, that's 1, 2, and 3. Joe Canellis in that fourth and final transfer position. Then you go back to Bob DeGood in fifth. Logan Wentz, Dylan Kinsey to round out what is the 7-car field. Logan Wentz trying to get by the 7 of Bob DeGood as they work through 1 and 2. Logan Wentz successfully completes the pass. He's now got a starting spot of the pole position in the B main. Still working down into turn number 1 and 2. There is your runner-up and third place driver, Brandon Templeton in the dirt track bank. GY6RN number 31 car, the runner-up driver at the moment. 2 seconds, just under 2 seconds. We'll just call it 2 seconds behind your race leader, Patrick Spangler, with that Super Dirt Car Series King Race Designs Full Throttle Motorsports 79 machine of Dean Reynolds. I tell you what, he's not afraid just to keep it upstairs. Certainly think that the bottom side is the place to be at the moment as the white flag will fly. Patrick Spangler as he's already down the back straightaway for the final time. Down into turn number 3, about to come off turn number 4. Checkers is out. Patrick Spangler will start on pole of your main event. Second to go to Brandon Templeton. Third to be Dean Reynolds. Joe Canellis in the fourth and final transfer position. Let's take a look at your heat race number 1 results. Patrick Spangler getting the win over Brandon Templeton, Dean Reynolds, and Joe Canellis will get the 4 transfer positions. Then you go back to Logan Wentz, Dylan Kinsey, and Bob DeGood. We'll see 5th, 6th, and 7th. Wentz, Kinsey, and DeGood in your consolation race later on. Heat number 2 lining up on the racetrack. Let's take a look at your starting grid and on the pole position. It's going to be the 007 machine of Michael Vecchio to the outside of the front row, the Full Throttle Motorsports, car number 32, Anthony Morano. Then we go back to position number 3, driving car number 29, that's William Richardson from 4. In the KSR entry, car number 20 machine, that is Blake Chapman. Third row to the inside, the Fast Eddie 63 car of Joseph Musso. To the outside from 6 in the Mora Farm Management, car number 75, that's Stephen Bixler. And your 7th and final starter in car number 22, the Dirt Track Bank GY6RN Mission 22 entry, Joe Holter lines up at a position number 7. We're ready for the start here in heat race number 2. Vecchio and Morano on the front row. It's real simple. Our Racing Green will start the race. 8 laps on the board. Heat race number 2 of 4. Lucas Oil Speedway, Gambler Motorsports, and Thursday Night Thunder. Top Notch Trucking, 358 Modifieds. We are green. And I think Vecchio, the left front, caught the tyre down into turn number 1. He'll slide it up across the nose of the 32 car of Morano. Morano dips it back to the inside. Michael Vecchio will lead lap number 1. Now Vecchio forced to go to the middle of the racetrack. Again, opening up the door for Anthony Morano as they drag race down the back straightaway. Morano to the inside, Vecchio to the outside, in fact right through the middle. Meanwhile, Richardson and Musso come together. Musso goes around, will stay green. Very close to a dead heat between Morano and Vecchio as again they work off turn number 2. Morano's got it by half a car length down into turn number 3. Your battle for the race lead is on. Vecchio still good right through the middle of the racetrack. Morano will lead what is going to be lap number 3. Here comes William Richardson in that number 29 machine, but there you focused. Still on the battle for the race lead between Anthony Morano and Michael Vecchio. Morano slides up, Vecchio just gets into the back of him. Here comes Blake Chapman in 4th position. He's got Joe Holter back there in position number 5, but Morano will lead at the half race distance. Now puts 4/10 of a second between himself and the runner-up driver. It's the 007 machine of Michael Vecchio, but here comes William Richardson, but look out! Here comes that KSR number 20 machine. Blake Chapman, Richardson going to move up the racetrack. Here comes Joe Holter. He started in that 7th spot. He's now 1 spot out of a transfer Chapman again going upstairs. Oh boy, getting all sorts of crossed up is the 29 car of William Richardson. And now that brings Joe Holter into the mixers. Holter, now he goes down to the inside, almost 3 wide. Chapman tries to go through the middle. Oh no, there goes Blake Chapman in the 20 machine. And now the Mora Farm Management number 75 machine, Stephen Bixler, going to find his way into a transfer position. We come to the white flag, 1 lap left to run for your race leader of Anthony Morano. Backstretch for the final time, down into turn number 3, off for corner number 4. Heat race number 2, and the man that starts outside of Patrick Spangler of your main event on the front row, it'll be Anthony Morano. Drama late in that one. Late drama. We'll see Blake Chapman later on in the B main. Let's take a look at heat race number 2 results coming up on screen. Anthony Morano, Michael Vecchio, Joe Holter, and Stephen Bixler all transferring directly to the main event. Richardson, Musso, Chapman off to a B main. They go. Heat race number 3. We'll see him a line up like this. Kurt Schatz from the 218 machine to the pole position. And to the outside of the front row from position number 2, driving the 513 Team RWB machine, Jeffrey Barker. We go back to row number 2. It's the Scooby-Doo machine from position number 3, car 72. That is Zach Chapman. And he's outside driving the Morano Racing. Car number 33, that is John Morano. Your 5th starter in car number 26. It's the Zito's entry of Harold Klump. And to the outside, Chris Alvey in car 96. We'll start from position number 6. And rolling off in position number 7, driving the Fusion Setup Shop. Car number 110. Kelly Wheeler at the back of the field. So we'll see the Steve King Foundation safety car coming right underneath us here. Which means we are ready to go racing here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Heat number 3. Top-notch trucking, 358 modifieds on the program. Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder. Full season, week number 10. Let's go racing. Schatzer and Barker. And no surprises here. Kurt Schatzer immediately dive down to the race lead as they work down the back straightaway. Barker still runs back there in the second position. Meanwhile, oh, look out, Zach Chapman. He was just an innocent bystander in that one. Harold Club got into the side of John Morano, and Chris Alvey in the 96 machine will work his way to the 4th and final transfer position. John Morano getting all sorts of crossed up again. Meanwhile, thought about challenging there for the race lead was the 513 machine, but couldn't make the pass on Kurt Schatzer. And Barker still finds himself tucked in behind the 218 machine through turn number 1 and 2. Zach Chapman in the Scooby-Doo roll. See if he's got enough Scooby snacks to get forward, get going and move forward in heat race number 3. Chris Alvey, the 96 machine, will find himself in the 4th and final transfer position. Meanwhile, Harold Clump looking on the outside of a transfer position, seeing as though we're only taking the top 4 from the main event. And everybody else, oh, it's off to the consolation race, which will happen after heat race number 4. And after that consolation race there, of course, then we will have a 3-minute warm-up session. And then our 30-lap main event, Jeffrey Barker. He's got some company right now with Zach Chapman in car number 72. Chapman goes for the big slide job. No, pulled it up mid-track in turn number 1 and 2. But he has got second down into turn number 3, off for turn number 4. Who will it be? Barker trying to run it around the outside, but Chapman gets clearing now with 2 to run. A 1-second lead right now for Kurt Schatzer in the 218 machine. Zach Chapman in second position. Jeffrey Barker, Chris Alvey still in the 4th and final transfer position. To the cushion goes the 72 machine, but it will not matter as the white flag is going to fly for Kurt Schatzer. Now the rest of the field, as they come down the front straightaway, your leader is already backstretched for the final time. Into corner number 3, off for corner number 4, checkered flag is out. Kurt Schatzer lining up on the second row to the inside in tonight's main event. He will be victorious here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway, heat race number 3. Let's take a look at those official results coming up on your screen right now. Heat number 3 results. Kurt Schatzer, Zach Chapman, Jeffrey Barker and Chris Alvey will be going straight to the show. Harold Clump, Kelly Wheeler, John Morano off to a B main. They go. Heat race number 4, your fourth and final heat race of the night. We'll see the one machine of Zachary Barnsley to the pole position. And to the outside of the front row, Scott Raomi driving the Full Throttle Motorsports car number 4 machine from position number 2. Position number 3 will be the 122 car, the dirt track bank entry, that is Brian Dickens. And to the outside, driving the Super Dirt Car Series Venom Racing car number 5 from position number 4, that is Isaac Salas. And your third and final row here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Driving the Red Line Race Designs LGR Motorsports number 56, that is Randy Shrees from 5, and from position number 6, driving the ATR G Fuel car number 397, Alex Pomelo from position number 6. About to go racing for the final heat race of the night, the 350A Modifieds, thanks to Top Notch Trucking. Here we go. Bardsley and Raomi on the front row. Green flag is out. Bardsley slide up across the front of the 4 machine. Now here comes the 122 machine of Brian Dickens. Dickens now going to make it 3 wide for the race lead. Bardsley will lead. Dickens still in second position, but not for long. Here comes Dickens for the race lead. Isaac Salas to the inside there on Scott Raomi into turn number 3 and 4. Huge slide across the nose. Oh, Salas! They go 4 wide down the front straightaways. They're all sorts of crossed up. Oh, Bardsley gets the right rear over the edge of the banking of the racetrack in turn number 2. And that will allow the 122 car of Brian Dickens to go to the race lead. Pomelo finds himself in third position. Scott Raomi 4-3 wide for a moment, down into 1 and 2. Nearly 4 wide off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Sellers and Shrees back there in 5th and 6th position. Oh, Barnsley, well, he's gone from hero to 0 right now. He led about 2 laps ago, and now he's trying to stay inside of a transfer position, but now he'll go from the back to the front. Sellers to the inside of Scott Raomi. 3 to run at the line. Brian Dickens, the dirt track bank number 122 machine. Side by side for 3rd, 4th, and it was 5th and 6th, but Bardsley dispatched of Randy Shrees in turn number 1 and 2, and now Bardsley once again trying to send her upstairs to let her read off turn number 4. 2 laps left to run at the line. Bardsley again still living and breathing by the top side of the racetrack. Meanwhile, still the battle on for 3rd and 4th position. Scott Raomi in the 4 machine and Isaac Salas in the 5. Raomi's got it at the line. 1 lap left to go. Bardsley, can he do something with this one? 3/10 of a second. I doubt it. It's not going to be. He's up the edge of the racetrack into 3 and 4 for the final time. Brian Dickens will put the 122 machine on the outside of the 2nd row of tonight's main event. Oh boy. And that is your heat racing action done. Now it's time to go B main. Let's take a look at heat number 4 results. Brian Dickens, Alex Pomelo, Scott Raomi, and Isaac Salas will be the top 4. Zachary Barnsley, Randy Shrees. You'll see those drivers in the consolation race. That is coming up with 11 cars and the top 8 to go through to send 3 home to make up a 24-car field. Logan Wentz and William Richardson will make up the front row here in B main competition. And you go back to row number 2 with the 76 car of Harold Cobb and the 1 machine of Zachary Bardsley. Row number 3, inside and outside, Dylan Kenzie will start alongside the 63 of Joseph Musso. Row 4, Kelly Wheeler inside to the outside, Randy Shrees in car 56. Row 5, inside and outside, Bob DeGood from the inside to the outside from position number 10, Blake Chapman. And the 11th and final starter in car 33, that is John Morano. So we can see that all 11 cars have made the call for tonight's main event. Here we go. The green flag is up and the throttles will go down. The green flag waves and we are underway. Richardson got a good start there on Logan Wentz in the number 29 machine. Wentz will find himself back to the second spot. Remember, top 8 will go through to the main event. 9th, 10th and 11th will find themselves being sent packing. And right now, those drivers, Blake Chapman, Zachary Bardsley, and Randy Shrees. Randy Shrees, in fact, already back to the pits, so not a happy night for the 56 machine. Meanwhile, contact for the race lead. Wentz got to the inside there on the 29 machine. Now here comes Dylan Kinsey to the inside of Harold Klump in car number 76. But Kinsey, but your race is for the lead off turn number 2. Right through the middle goes the 29 of Richardson. Off the inside of the racetrack off turn number 4 goes the 18 machine of Logan Wentz. 3 down, 7 to run. Make it 4 and 6 to run. 4 down, 6 to run. Top 4 on screen. You can really throw a blanket. They're separated by less than half a second. Klump and Kinsey side by side. They're all over the back of the 18 machine down the back straightaway. Kinsey again to the inside. Klump right through the middle. Very good. In the center of 3 and 4 is Harold Klump in car number 76. And he's got third at the line. Boy, really starting to take shape right now. Logan Wentz. Now, well, he's gone. You know what? Maybe the bottom side isn't working for him. Let's go upstairs. And what a run from Logan Wentz to the race lead. And that could be an eye-opening move there for the likes of Dylan Kinsey or Harold Klump. Kinsey, where does he go? This time it'll be Richardson to stay locked right through the middle of the racetrack. In fact, Logan Wentz to get around the outside of the 29 car. He went upstairs in 3 and 4, and now he's gone back to playing D. He's gone back. He's gone and figured, well, you know what? I'll go back and play defense right now. Meanwhile, Harold Klump to the outside of Kinsey as we come to 2 to go. Musso upstairs around the outside of Bob DeGood for positions number 5 and 6. DeGood back to 6. Oh, look out. Richardson caught the tyre. William Richardson caught the tyre, went up on 2 wheels. He'll go back to 6th position. Morano in 7th, Kelly Wheeler in the 8th and final transfer spot. But I tell you what, Blake Chapman may have something to say about that one as they get the white flag. 1 lap left to run here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Wheeler, Chapman, they'll go side by side down the back straightaway. Chapman is going to get into the wall. Logan Wentz victorious here tonight in B-Main competition. What a way to wrap up your consolation race to the top-notch trucking 358 modified series here from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's take a look at your finishing results. Then we'll take a warm-up a break. Logan Wentz, Dylan Kinsey, Harold Klump, your top 3, Joseph Musso, Bob DeGood, your top 5, William Richardson, John Morano, Kelly Wheeler will get the 8 transfer spots. For the likes of Blake Chapman and Zachary Bardsley, well, unfortunately, we say goodnight to them along with Randy Shrees. We'll take a quick break on the other side of this. Your main event here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, top-notch trucking, Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
All right, apologies about that one, but we are back here a little bit earlier than expected for the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder top-notch trucking 358 modified main event. Let's go through your starting lineup. Patrick Spangler, Anthony Morano in row number 1. Row 2, Kurt Schatzer, Brian Dickens. Row 3, Brandon Templeton, Michael Vecchio. Row 4, Zach Chapman and Alex Pomelo. Row 5, Dean Reynolds, Joe Holter. Row 6 is Jeffrey Barker and Scott Riomi. Row 7, Joe Canellis and Stephen Bixler. Row 8, Chris Alvey and Isaac Salas. Row 9, Logan Wentz, Dylan Kinsey. Row 10, Harold Clapp and Joseph Musso. Row 11, Bob DeGood, William Richardson. Row number 12, John Morano, Kelly Wheeler. "30 laps on the board here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Week number 10, Thursday Night Thunder, Gambler Motorsports, top-notch trucking, 358 modifieds. Let's get dirty for 30 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. As they try to settle themselves through the opening couple of left-hand turns, we will go yellow. Let's take a look at the replay here, what happened. Well, that's part of it. In fact, it all started with Alex Pomelo in that 397 machine. Oh, the 22 of Dickens got around. Got into the back of him. Yep. Back live. So line up behind the Steve King Foundation safety car. Just a bit to digest in that one. Lights are up, so they go back to basically what is going to be a complete restart, although from this time it will be on the race leader off turn number 4, and that will be Patrick Spangler. Driving that Training Wheels Racing car number 35 machine, ready to go racing back off turn number 4, and the green flag is going to fly. So with that yellow coming out there, that will complete lap number 1, so we'll start lap number 2. Spangler and Morano down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4. Spangler to the inside, Morano right through the middle of the racetrack. Spangler will lead lap number 2. Even if Morano got by, we would need to complete the lap for Anthony Morano to restart in front of Patrick Spangler. And there is that yellow flag coming out. Again, it will of course still be Patrick Spangler in the race lead. Caution number 2 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. So news breaking through next week. We are going to be taking off and then we'll come back the following week. It will be the 30th of November and then I believe it'll be the 7th of December, which should be the final week of the season. For the Thursday Night Thunder Gambler Motorsports fall season. That falls right around the week 13 stage, I believe it is. Now it's silly season week. Alright, here we go. Coming back to green. Turn 4, we'll see Spangler get up on the wheel and down on the throttle and back underway. Dickens along with Zach Chapman. They run side by side for 3rd and 4th position, but again, focusing up front in the battle between Patrick Spangler and Anthony Morano. It's going to be Spangler still at the line. It was less than half a tenth of a second, but this could all change right now if we get to the start-finish line, because Morano has certainly got the race lead over Patrick Spangler. And Morano is going to be your new race leader at the completion of what is 5 down, 25 to go. Brian Dickens still in that 3rd spot on the racetrack. Reynolds sending it upstairs in turn number 3 and 4. They're 3 wide deep in the back of this field. And even right in the mid-pack, as Brandon Templeton was one of those drivers that was stuck in a 3 wide battle. These top guys right now, you've got less than a second separating your top 5. Spangler again is closed in there on your race leader. Salas is trying to come through the middle of Joe Canellis now to the outside. Salas, I think I want to say he started right around the 15th or 16th starting position. Canellis was right around there as well. Wentz and Barker side by side. Still working upstairs is Dean Reynolds trying to run down Zach Chapman. But your top 3 go nose to tail down into turn number 1. In fact, Brian Dickens, he's a lot lower than what Anthony Morano and Patrick Spangler is. It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen Anthony Morano in victory lane. He went on a run of about 3 in a row. Now looking to go back to victory lane, this time at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Morano still your race leader from Patrick Spangler in 2nd position. And then that final spot on the podium at the minute was Brian Dickens. Again, they still continue to put laps off here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We're a couple of laps away now from half race distance. Morano, Spangler, Dickens, that's your top 3. Then you go back to Zach Chapman in 4th. Dean Reynolds having a good run here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway, back there in 5th position, but the yellow flag is going to fly. Again, the field will bunch up behind the Steve King Foundation safety car. All right, safety car will go off. Excuse me. Safety car off the racetrack. $14 down, 16 to go, so 1 lap away from half race distance for Anthony Morano, Full Throttle Motorsports. Number 32 machine, Spangler still in the runner-up position. Dickens on the final step of the podium. right at the completion of half race distance. Keep an eye on the 5 machine of Isaac Salas. Meanwhile, Vecchio trying to work over Dean Reynolds. Look out, here comes the 5, working a treat up on the top side of the racetrack, but your B-main winner, I think that was Logan Wentz. Pretty sure Logan Wentz won the B-main. He's found his way to what is position number 8. Trying to go back and have a look at the B main results. It was Logan Wentz who picked up the victory. So he's had to come from the 17th starting position. Meanwhile, the man just in front of him has had to come from position number 16. And they're the 2 drivers at the moment that you would have thought had hard charge, but Kelly Wheeler from position number 24 to position number 14. So plus 11, Salas plus 10. I'm sure if I can expand that one, disregard that for a minute. Looks like we are ready for a start next time by. The lights will go out on the Steve King Foundation's safety car. Look at Morano just trying to play some mind games right there with Spangler. Just rolling up right on the edge of the racetrack, off the racetrack in fact, just over the edge of the banking. That's the bet. He goes back down to the low side into turn number 1. I'll put 50 on it. Coming back to green. Morano, Spangler and Dickens, your top 3. Chapman and Zach Chapman and Dean Reynolds to make up your top 5. Then you're back to Vecchio, Salas, Wentz, Kinsey and Barker. Your top 10, there is your restart, and we're back underway with what will be 14 laps to go. Make it 13 at the line. He went right through the middle, was Anthony Morano. Spangler still having to try and track down and chase down that 32 car. Spangler, now he's going to let a read upstairs in turn number 3 and 4. Keep the car nice and straight and try and get a run there. Last lap, well, Spangler, he was a little bit quicker. 1/100th of a second over Morano, but it was Brian Dickens who was the quickest car on the racetrack down the previous lap. Dickens goes back through the middle of the racetrack. Spangler upstairs, and your race leader Morano went right through the middle. Spangler again, still trying to work it up to the top side through 1 and 2, and I think that's where he's losing the ground. And certainly lost a whole lot of ground there in 1 and 2 there. Back to your race leader of Anthony Morano, and now Brian Dickens. Zach Chapman is almost going to throw his hat into the mix right now as well. Spangler, different line through 1 and 2. We're now going to be less than 10 laps. We'll go to single digits remaining for the lap counters. 9 to run. Spangler through the middle. Zach Chapman closes in on the dirt track. Bank 122 machine of Brian Dickens. Spangler back to the top side in 3 and 4. We'll see if he's going to be quicker. Who will be the quickest car on the racetrack? Spangler has got it by a 1/10 of a second. He was the only driver, sub 16 second in that one, and that was his fastest lap of the race with a 15.953. And boy, I tell you what, Anthony Morano, if we stay green, you might have a mouthful of the 39 machine, because that Training Wheels Racing entry was coming. Brian Dickens just went with a 15.986, so you've got 2 distinct different lines here at Lucas Oil Speedway, where both drivers have turned sub-16s, and Spangler and Dickens nearly identical lap times, and they're a 10th quicker than your race leader. Morano still holding on just by the skin of his teeth. Spangler goes off the edge of the racetrack. Brian Dickens says, thank you very much, I'll take position number 2 with 5 to run side by side. With these 2 drivers battling alongside one another right now, that allows Morano to drive away, and they would need to go a 1/10 of a second quicker per lap once again. In fact, a little bit more, because then they've got to get a running. Spangler shoots it down to the inside. Dickens held his line. I don't want to say cut him off, but really just held and committed to his line that he'd been running. Spangler upstairs once again into turn number 3 and 4 off the edge of the racetrack. Just comes back on. Meanwhile, Salas has now made his way to position 5, but D. Reynolds says, "Oi, move over, kid. I want a top 5. You can go back to position number 6. You've had your fair share of podiums and top 5s. Chapman to the low side into 3 and 4. Reynolds right through the middle, along with Salas back to the inside. Boy, action aplenty inside the top 6. Let's go watch it. Second, third, and fourth on screen. The white flag is out. 1 lap left to run here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Top-notch trucking. 358 modified. Your main event is about to be completed in 4 left-hand turns, make it 2. He works down the back straightaway for the final time. Several weeks since we've seen him in victory lane, where he went 3 in a row. Now he will come back to victory lane. Give it up for, look at the 3-wide battle for the runner-up positions. Oh my. Give it up for Anthony Morano, Brian Dickens, Zach Chapman, Patrick Spangler. Let's take a look at the last lap finish here. Chapman threw it deep. Look at us, they come off turn number 4. An instant drag race, an instant classic. See if we can time this one to perfection. Look at that. Oh boy. Let's take a look at your feature race results coming up on screen. There it is. Anthony Morano gets the win over Brian Dickens in second. Zach Chapman in third. Fourth, we've got a Patrick Spangler. Dean Reynolds holds on to a top 5. Isaac Salas in 6th. Logan went 7th. Dylan Kinsey, Joe Canellis, Kelly Wheeler rounding out your top 10. 11th through to 20th will look like this. Position at number 11. It's Stephen Bixler from 12. In 12th, it'll be Harold Klump, Alex Polo, Jeffrey Barker, Joseph Musso, your top 15. John Morano, Bob DeGood, Chris Alvey, William Richardson, and Michael Vecchio, your top 20. And then the final 4 finishes, Scott Rayomi, Joe Holter, Brandon Templeton, and Kurt Schatz. It looks like did not make a lap in the 218 machine. And, well, that'll complete the 24-car field here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's go trackside and chat to your top 3 here tonight. We'll start with third place. It'll be Zach Chapman in car number 72. Zach, congratulations on this podium finish. And boy, I tell you what, talk about leaving it right to the very death there. And that move that was desperate, but hey, it worked and you got third.
Yeah, I was talking to Dickens about that. I definitely didn't mean to get into him. If you go back and look at the replay there, I guess Patrick ran over his left rear when he got in the wall, and when he spiked up, it was either try to get him or slam on the brakes and take fourth. And last lap, I just cut under him, and it was such a straight angle into the corner that I had to jab the brakes, and that's why I got so sideways. But man, dude, that made for an amazing finish. It's a shame it wasn't for first, but dude, that was one of the closest finishes I've been a part of.
Still 3 wide for the runner-up of the final 2 spots on the podium. But man, this racetrack was very slick to start off with. How did you find it out there on the racetrack? How did you find it? Just trying to find it and hold a groove.
Truthfully, you saw it was really hard to pass, but at the same time, you could do a couple different lanes there at the end. I noticed Patrick, he was doing real well in 3 and 4. There were a couple times when he was overstepping, and that's when I would gain on him. But he was kind of my role model there to run the top there, and it was definitely coming in at the end. It was a lot of fun, but he was the leader there. He was in his own Anthony. He was in his own realm up there.
Zach, well done on third place. Before we let you go, we'll let you thank everybody involved in this 72 team.
Yeah, just like to thank you first, Brett, for doing this broadcast. So awesome coming back and listening to these. You're doing an awesome job. We really appreciate you. All my teammates at Gambler, everybody in the league here at Coast to Coast, especially Roger for getting this fine group of gentlemen together. It's always fun. Brightbox Electrical Services, Cool Ray Heating and Cooling, Aiden over there at Young Gun Creations, my dad for sponsoring in the league, and last but not least, my wife for letting me do this all the time.
Zach, well done on third place. Hopefully we'll see you back in the big box very shortly.
Yep, thanks, Brett.
Zach Chapman home in position number 3. Home in second spot tonight with the 122 car of Brian Dickens. And Brian, congratulations on this runner-up finish. And boy, that got very interesting there in those last 10 laps. Talk about your race and talk about that three-wide battle there at the end coming off turn number 4. Brian, get a copy? All right, looks like Brian's having some technical issues. Hopefully he can get that sorted while we do that. While he...
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, buddy, I gotcha.
Headset.
Yes.
Um,
You kind of need that to work.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Messed up a little bit there on that last lap, got in the wall a little bit. Get him a chance, the guys, to run down on the inside of me on that last lap, but definitely made it a exciting finish.
Those last 10 laps, yourself and Patrick were a little bit quicker than your race leader, but you guys were unable just to get alongside him to challenge him. Do you think, battling side by side there with Patrick with about 5 or 6 to go, do you really think that was probably the moment in the race where that allowed Anthony to get away from him and get that win?
Yeah, definitely. But just didn't have enough room to, really run up off the corner, running side by side. I mean, it's just such a tight battle around there. It's a great track to run to.
Well, mate, congratulations on this runner-up finish here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway, the top-notch trucking 358 modified division of the Gambler Motorsports and Thursday Night Thunder. Brian, what did you think of it involved on this 122 car?
Absolutely. Got to thank the Hammer Down Racing guys, Brandon, Kurt, and Joe. The Dirt Track Bank for everything they do. GY 6RN Racing Network. You for doing the broadcast. Want to congratulate Anthony, the winner. It was a great race, and I had a blast.
Brian, well done on the runner-up finish. Hopefully, see you in the big blocks.
All right, thanks, man.
Brian Dickens, your runner-up driver here tonight from the Lucas Oil Speedway. We'll chat to now your main event winner in car number 32, Anthony Morano. Anthony, congratulations on this victory. And boy, I tell you what, you got to the race lead at about lap 6, I think it was, maybe lap 7, somewhere around there. And, well, you were never challenged, but guys behind you, they didn't really let you get away from you. It didn't allow you to get all that comfortable.
Yeah, I knew Patrick and Brian were right there the whole time. It was the track with how much was worn out was all more just trying to keep the car straight, don't spin the tires, and be patient, and definitely save the tires if you needed them.
Those last 10 laps, I'm not sure if you're aware that, but the guys behind you are actually turning a little bit quicker lap times. There was a few times where, both Patrick and Brian were almost a tenth quicker, if not over a tenth quicker. Was that sort of something you were worried about? Were you keeping an eye on your relative just to see how close those guys were getting?
Yeah, I glanced down the straightaway, see where everyone's at and what's going on behind me, and just, you can't worry about what's going on behind you if you're up front. Just eventually, if they do catch you, they have to find a way around, and you worry about it then. If you worry about, Dean Reynolds taught me a while ago, if you look in the mirror, you're going slower. So, worry about what's in front of you, not behind you.
So there we go. That's why Dean's always so slow. Now we got it. Thanks for clarifying that one. But hey, look, you're the one that let the cat out of the bag. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Hey, Anthony, congratulations on coming back to victory lane here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We're getting ready to go big block racing here very shortly. But before we let you go and quickly celebrate the win in the top-notch trucking 358 modified division, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 32 car.
I thank my wife Sherry, my teammates at Full Throttle Motorsports, Super Dirt Car, High Mom Lens, Grip Hack, Swan Speed, DJ Sim Shop, MDI TV. It was the first time my dad's been back out here racing in a while. It was pretty cool to have him out there with us tonight. So big shout out to him. Brett, for you for doing the broadcast, and everyone at Coast to Coast.
Anthony, well done on coming back to victory lane here on a Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. We'll see you back in the big blocks very shortly.
Thanks, Brett.
There we go, Anthony Morano, your winner here tonight from the Lucas Oil Speedway. With that being said, we're now going to take this opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV, step aside on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We will come back with your big block modifieds live once again from the Lucas Oil Speedway for what is Gambler Motorsports and Thursday Night Thunder fall season week number 10. Back in a few short moments.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
We are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and back on Ultimate TV coverage of what is now the RSN trackside. Big block modifiers. Let's quickly take a look at your starting lineup. Heat number one. Heat number one will line up like this. Blake Chapman and Dylan Kinsey on the front row. Row 2, Isaac Sellis and William Richardson. Row 3, Jason Butterfield, Sean Green. And row 4, Anthony Morano. RSN Trackside bringing you the big block modifieds for the remainder of the season. Ready to go racing off turn number 4. 8 laps to distance, top 4 to the main event 4 heat race. So exactly what we've seen in the 358 modified stakes of top-notch trucking, but this time it is now your RSN Trackside big blocks. The old big girls are back here on Ultimate TV and back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. 8 laps on the board. Chapman and Kinsey coming to the green. Up for turn number 4. The green flag is out. Heat race number 1 is underway. Chapman finds the race lead down the back straight away. Meanwhile, Isaac Salas is looking for that runner-up position. And this could be a battle to watch if Isaac Salas is to make quick work there of the 83 car, Dylan Kinsey, and he's got second at the line. Doesn't matter because there's no yellows in heat racing competition. Meanwhile, Anthony Morano from 7th has now found his way to position number 3. Kinsey back to position number 4. 2 down, 6 to run. Jason Butterfield, William Richardson and Sean Green. Those are the 3 drivers at the moment that will be looking at a spot in your consolation race. Should Chapman, Salas, Morano and Kinsey finish inside the top 4 regardless of the finishing positions. Chapman still holds the race lead right now over Isaac Salas in that number 5 machine, that Super Dirt Car Series Venom Racing entry. But here comes the Full Throttle Motorsports 32 car of Anthony Morano, the most recent victor of the top-notch trucking 358 modifieds that just happened some 10 minutes ago. Morano to the inside, up to position number 2. Paul, that's not sure what's going on with the 5 machine. He just does not look comfortable right now running the low side of the racetrack. Maybe finding himself into a little bit of a groove right now was Morano. Sticks to the bottom side. Started 7th, he's up to position number 2. And boy, I tell you what, if you can only wonder, had he had started a little further up in this field, you just wonder how quickly could he got to the back of Blake Chapman, and could he have challenged Chapman for the race lead? Salas trying to send it deep into turn number 1 and 2 there to go to the top side. He'll do the same into 3 and 4. He'll roll it upstairs. Right rear's in the tacky stop upstairs. The white flag is out. Heat race action. No, heat race number 1, final lap of competition here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, the RSN Trackside. Big block modifieds up for turn number 4, and Blake Chapman, he goes from the outhouse in the 358 modifieds. He starts on pole. He starts in the penthouse of your RSN Trackside. Big block modified main event later on tonight. So well done to Blake Chapman. Let's take a look at your official results about to come up on screen right now. Heat race number 1 is done. It'll look like this. Blake Chapman gets the win over Anthony Morano, Isaac Salas and Dylan Kinsey at top 4. Those 4 drivers booking a ticket to the 30-lap main event later on. Jason Butterfield, Sean Green, William Richardson, well, they've just booked a date with the consolation race. We'll see if those drivers can get through it as we get set for heat race number 2 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Michael Vecchio and Joseph Musso will make up row number 1. Row number 2 will be Zach Chapman and Scott Raomi. Row number 3 will be Brandon Templeton and Dean Reynolds. And that will be the 4, make that 3 rows, 6 starters. Again, 8 laps around the Lucas Oil Raceway. About to go green. We get the Wonder Green. The question that remains and will be answered in 8 laps. Who starts alongside Blake Chapman in row 1 of the main event? Will it be Zach Chapman? We'll have to wait and find out. Vecchio, Musso, they'll have other plans along with Dean Reynolds, Brandon Templeton, Scott Raomi. They've all got plans as well. Meanwhile, Chapman now trying to just drive it deep into turn number 3 and 4. It worked for him in the 358 modified main event there on the last lap to come away with the 3rd spot. Vecchio shuts the door down into turn number 1, off for turn number 2. It's going to be still Michael Vecchio, but here comes that fast Eddie's number 63 machine. How about the fast Joseph? The fast Musso. Right around the outside of Chapman and right around the outside, nearly for the race lead. Side by side, Musso's got second. Boy, he's really making it work up on the top step of the racetrack. And boy, I tell you what, Isaac Sellers probably kicking himself thinking, well, why didn't that work for me in the last heat race? Why is it working for him now? Nearly 3 wide. Oh, Vecchio upside down. Reynolds caught up involved in that one. Nowhere to go. Templeton to the outside of Chapman into turn number 3. Look out. Oh, beat Brandon Templeton. And the dirt track bank number 31 dies down to the inside. I thought he may have gone for the big slide jump into turn number 1, but it will not happen. Musso, Templeton, locked to the bottom in turn 3, to the middle off for turn number 4. I'll tell you who is glued upstairs right now is that Fast Eddie's number 63 machine of Joseph Musso. Brandon Templeton and Blake Chapman, that's your top 3 on screen. Any one of these 3 drivers can win this heat race here tonight. And right now, with 2 laps left to run, Templeton goes off the racetrack, off the edge of the banking. He'll lose second, and now that will give Zach Chapman an opportunity to maybe go upstairs, but maybe not all that comfortable right now. White flag is out for Joseph Musso. Templeton again still trying to send it deep into turn number 1 and 2, but backstretch for the final time. Off for turn number 4, about to be victorious. In heat race number 2, Joseph Musso will get the win. Musso comes away victorious from Zach Chapman, Brandon Templeton, and Scott Raomi. Dean Reynolds, Michael Vecchio will come home in positions number 5 and 6. Let's take a look at heat race number 2 results coming up on screen. For the RSN track side, Big Block Modifieds, Joseph Musso, Zach Chapman, Brandon Templeton, Scott Raomi. They go to the show. Dean Reynolds starts outside the front row of the B main tonight. And Michael Vecchio, well, he'll be off to a B main as well. Heat number 3, Chris Albion, the 96 machine, starts up alongside the Mega Plumbing Bilstein, number 513 machine of Jeffrey Barker in position number 2. Position number 3 will be the one car, the USA 1 of Zachary Barnsley to the outside. In caliber 18 for position number 4, Logan Wentz. Then we go back to your third and final row for positions number 5 and 6. From 5, it's Zito's Speed Automotive and number 76 machine of Harold Klump from 5. And to the outside, the Mora Farm Management, caliber 75, Stephen Bixler from position number 6. So they get the Wonder Green signal right now. So the Steve King Foundation safety car will take a right-hand turn to the exit of turn number 2 and go off the racetrack behind the concrete wall, behind the crete. And we get ready to go heat number 3 racing. RSN trackside, big block modifieds, heat race number 3, green flag is out. Bardsley, that inside lane just a little slower as Jeffrey Barker leads down the back straightaway. Bardsley quickly making work of the 96 machine as the 96 of Alvey slides up in front of the 18 of Logan Wentz. Little bit of a beating and banging, bipping and barging. They're on the opening lap. It'll be Jeffrey Barker leading the way over Zachary Bardsley. 3 wide for 3rd, 4th and 5th position. Now 2 wide as Alvey gets into the crete down the back straightaway. And again, we'll go 3 wide all the way through turn number 3 and 4. Not a bad 3 wide battle. Meanwhile, challenge from Bardsley on Barker for the race lead. Alvey back to 5th position, maybe even 6th as Stephen Mixon can get by. But here comes Zachary Bardsley to the inside of the 513 of Barker off turn number 4. Barker's got it, I think, at the line by a front bumper. That was too close to call from my vantage point. It doesn't really matter. It's a coin toss right now. And who is your race leader? Zachary Bardsley, Jeffrey Barker into turn number 3. Logan Wentz ripping the lip in turn number 3 and 4. Bardsley will lead now at the halfway stage. Remember, you go back to the top-notch trucking 358 modified consolation race. It was the 18 car of Logan Wentz who was victorious in that one. He was unable to transfer from the heat race. Totally different scenario here. Only with 3 laps left to run. And again, oh, look out, off the edge of the racetrack goes both Wentz and Bardsley. And now again, bringing back the 513, the Mega Plumbing Bilstein entry of Jeffrey Barker to the inside. They've got to be careful and cautious in turn number 1 and 2. They don't want to send it deep and off the edge of the racetrack. And again, that right rear goes off, and that will give up the race lead for Zachary Bardsley. But here he comes with a whole head of steam down the back straightaway. Will he go for the slide job? You bet your bottom dollar he does. Right across the nose of the 18 machine. Boy, there was very little in that one. White flag is out, 1 lap left to run. An instant classic starting to brew here. And an absolute bar burner and finish. They work down into turn number 3 and 4. Bardsley right up across the nose of Logan Wentz, and Wentz stabbed the brake, turn it back underneath him. Logan Wentz victorious here in heat race number 3. Oh, boys, take a bow. Heat 3, a miraculous finish here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. RSN Trackside, heat race 3 results. Logan Wentz victorious over Zachary Bardsley, Jeffrey Barker 3rd, Harold Clump 4th. Chris Alvey, Stephen Bixler will come home in positions number 5 and 6. Heat number 4 lining up on the raceway right now. It'll be Randy Street on pole. Jeff Sharp in the 28 from 2. Terry Landis in the 161 from position number 3 from 4. It's the 22 of the 1 car. The Mission 22 entry of Joe Canellis from 4. From 5 the 39 of Patrick Spangler. From 6 it's the 7 car of Bob DeGood. I hope I've got enough time here to do this. Well, we're about to find out. I'm going to stay on this camera here for a moment while these drivers get the 2 to green signal. We're just going to update the timing software and reload it. I noticed there was a couple of cars. There we go. Look, we're already back in time, so it only took a lap. Because I noticed there were a couple of cars that didn't show the correct paint. Maybe. All right, well, let's see how they can go here in heat race number 4. 8 laps on the board. I should have just looked at their cars on the racetrack. Well, everyone's got the right paint schemes on. Here we go. Green flag is up and away. Randy Streezu again had no luck in the top-notch trucking 358 modified division. He's now leading the way here in the RSN Trackside Big Block Modifieds. Final heat race of the night. Spangler finishing 4th in the main event in the 358 Modifieds. Now he's got Joe Canellis to the outside battling for a transfer position. Top side working a treat right now for the most drivers through turn number 3 and 4, and that's exactly where Spangler is going to go into 3 and 4. He'll let a read upstairs. Jeff Sharp trying to close in right now on Randy Shreves for the race lead. Couple of tenths of a second as Randy Shreves in that LGR Motorsports Red Line Designs Finish Line Media Caliber 56 machine. He's got the lead with 3 down, 5 to run. Landis looking to hold on to an insurance position spot as Spangler slides up across him. Spangler now to the top side, Landis down to the low side into 3, and Landis is going to get all sorts of cost up there, but he's kept the car nice and straight. Meanwhile, Bob DeGood trying to pressure and challenge Joe Canellis there for positions number 5 and 6, and this is just for a better starting spot in your consolation race, which will come up next. So 2 of these 6 drivers in this one at the moment are going to the consolation race, and at this stage it's looking like Bob DeGood and Joe Canellis will be those 2 drivers. Spangler will close right up on the back bumper of the 28 machine of Jeff Sharp in 1 and 2. Got a good run through 3 and 4 goes Patrick Spangler. And boy, he is the quickest car on the racetrack. He's turned the fastest lap of the race, and he was the fastest car there with a 15.722. A lot of 16 zeros as the 15.9. Randy Shreves was also in the 15.7s. But still, Spangler, one of the quickest cars on the racetrack as Spangler gets to the inside of Sharp into turn number 1 and 2. White is already out, and we're about to greet the check, and Randy Shreves, again going from the outhouse in the 358 modified B main. He goes to the penthouse here in heat racing competition for the big block modifieds. Heat 4 results. Randy Shreves, Jeff Sharp, Patrick Spangler, and Terry Landis, your top 4. Bob DeGood, Joe Canellis off to a B main. Those drivers will go. Your RSN trackside consolation race B main is up on the program right now. Jason Butterfield and Dean. I like to look in your mirror because I'm too slow. Reynolds will line up for position number 2. Position number 3 with the 96 of Chris Albee. From 4, it's the 7 of Bob DeGood. From 5, it's a 271 of Sean Green. From 6, the 007 of Michael Vecchio. From 7, the 75 of Stephen Bixler. From 8, it's the 1 for mission 22, Joe Canellis. And the 29 of William Richardson scheduled to line up out of position number 9. However, that will not be the case because he is not making the call. So 8 cars will battle it out for what will be 8 transfer positions. Let me just make sure of that one. Correct. William Richardson is the car to miss out. So, well, these drivers, they get to get some extra laps on the raceway. So again, all 8 of these drivers will lock themselves into the main event. William Richardson, he is done for, we can tell you. Engine dramas in that 29 machine. So getting ready off for turn number 4. Butterfield and Reynolds. The green flag flies, and who will it be? Off turn number 2, give it to Jason Butterfield. Dean Reynolds will have something to say of that one. High, wide and handsome goes that King Race Designs number 79 machine. Reynolds, I think, led lap number 1. Butterfield again back to the inside as they drag race down the back straight away. About to complete lap number 2 again. Reynolds sending it upstairs. Keeping the right side tyres in the moisture. He will definitely lead lap number 2. Meanwhile, it's the battle of the 7s. The 007 of Vecchio slides up in front of Bob DeGood. DeGood turns it back underneath him down the back straight away. Wheel to wheel down into 3 and 4 for 3rd and 4th position. And in comes the 1 machine, the mission 22 car of Joe Canellis back there in position number 5. Reynolds has opened up a gap of over half a second right now. It goes out to about 6 7/10 of a second over Jason Butterfield. Watching Vecchio in the 007 machine in 3rd position. Then you go back to Bob DeGood in the 7 in 4th. Followed by just to the right of your screen, that blue car that just sort of pops in and out of the picture. That's the mission 22, number 1 machine of Joe Canellis. 6th position. Stephen Mixler, Chris Alvey in 7th. Sean Green in position number 8. And again, all 8 of these drivers will transfer with Richardson not making the call of your B main. And that's the reason why that we were scheduled to have B main, because we had 25 drivers signing to the pit area for tonight's race. And only 8 taken to the racetrack. Look out, Canellis up and over the edge of the racetrack. He goes in 1 and 2. Got close to the concrete wall there, that opening on the exit of turn number 2, just as they work down the back straight away. 7 down, 3 to run in the B main, the consolation race, and Dean Reynolds has got a big gap of nearly a 1 second lead right now. 8/10 of a second. So it's close to a second lead over Jason Butterfield, who is trying desperately to run him down. But right now, if I'm Jason Butterfield, and I know that the outside line is the place to be in 3 and 4 there, especially on the opening lap, I'm saying, you know what, you can have this one. I'll start outside you. You can get stuck down on the inside of the racetrack. And well, Reynolds maybe thought better of it, but he wants to lead this one. You can see he's not looking in his mirror at the moment. Off for turn number 4, consolation race. B8 is done, and Dean Reynolds is victorious. Your RSN track side B main is complete. So it is all but one race left on the program. Let's take a look at your finishing results in the B main / consolation race. Dean Reynolds, Jason Butterfield, Michael Vecchio, Bob DeGood, Stephen Bixler, Joe Canellis, Chris Alvey, and Sean Green. That's your top 8. We'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Come back with your RSN trackside big block modified main event on the other side of this quick commercial break.
The reverse for Lucy Olsen. She has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
And just like that, you can see Barney the Racing flagman giving us the checkered flag in the warm-up session. Welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV and welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Thursday Night Thunder, Gambler Motorsports Fall Season, week number 10, live from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call for your RSN trackside big block modified. It is now time for your main events. Blake Chapman will start from position number 1. Position number 2, Joseph Musso. Position number 3, Logan Wentz. Position number 4, Randy Shreves. Position number 5, Anthony Morano. Position number 6, Zach Chapman. Position 7, Zachary Bardsley. Position number 8, Jeff Sharp. Position number 9, Isaac Salas. From position number 10, Brandon Templeton. From position number 11, Jeffrey Barker. From position number 12, Patrick Spangler. From position number 13, Dylan Kinsey. From 14, Scott Rayomi. from 15, Harold Plump. From 16, Terry Landis. From 17, Dean Reynolds. From 18, Jason Butterfield. From 19, Marco Vecchio. From 20, it's Bob DeGood. From 21, Stephen Bixler. From 22nd, Joe Canellis. From 23rd, Chris Alvey. From 24, it'll be Sean Green. 30 laps is the distance. Your RSN trackside big block modified main event here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, and we are ready for a start as the field are working their way down into turn number 3, about to come off turn number 4. Week number 10, full season Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder. Let's get dirty for 30 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. It's going to be Blake Chapman to lead down the back straightaway, although Logan went quickly down to the inside as they work top, they work bottom, and they work right through the middle, and now Blake Chapman is going to lead lap number 1, but I'll tell you what, here comes Logan Wentz. Anthony Morano back there in the 3rd position, what is now 3rd, but now here comes Musso to the outside. Look at him, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. How many 2s can you have? Give me side-by-side racing every day of the week. Morano catches the infield tractor tyre. It doesn't move. And we could be going yellow. There it is. Yellow will go. DeGood, Canellis involved in that one, but Morano the cause of that one. Take a look at your instant replay on screen right now. Just watch that left front tyre. Here it is. He got to the inside of Logan Wentz. And that was all what she wrote on that one. He's got his wife on board, right on the hood. And I bet she's saying, well, that doesn't move, you silly sausage. He parked it up on the back straight away. We go yellow for the first time. So 3 down, and we will have 27 to run. Blake Chapman. Looks like we are ready for a restart once again. Here at Lucas Oil Speedway, Blake Chapman off turn number 4. Waits till he gets to the front straightaway before he gets on the gas, and we're back underway in the main event. Musso looking to the inside now, and Randy Strees has got the run down the back straightaway. Here comes Zach Chapman. Oh no, Joseph Musso upside down in turn number 3. He'll be very lucky to get that car back to the pits though. Jason Butterfield, Barker, Chris Alvey, Klump, Bixler involved, Scott Rayomi. I mean, there is just a handful of cars. And there is the rear end busted in that 63 machine. So early couple of cautions in your main event of your RSN trackside. Big block modifieds here on your Gambler Motorsports and Thursday Night Thunder. Don't forget, we've still got live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network NASCAR Next Gen Cup cars, and I believe they are headed to Phoenix, I think it is. Yes, the NASCAR Next Gen cars are headed to Phoenix for 75 laps. We get ready to come back racing here at the Lucas Oil. And we'll try take number 3 of this one. Take 2 of the restart. Blake Chapman. You've got Wentz and Shrees in front of Zach Chapman. So you've got 2 Chapmans running first and fourth, both inside the top 5. Look out, here comes Templeton off the edge. He goes sharp 3 wide. Oh boy, Zach Chapman, but it's Spangler and Templeton to get the better end of that stick. Meanwhile, to the outside goes Bardsley. We'll go yellow. So yellow is out. Well, I tell you what, Chapman, sure he would love to get some green flag laps in. We wait for the Steve King Foundation safety car to take a right-hand turn off the racetrack, and that should be happening now. All right, let's go back racing here at the Lucas Oil. The RSN Trackside Big Block Modified main event. We're back underway. Just like that, we're going to go back yellow. So lights still on. I think there's a few drivers that are just getting some running repairs. Hello, WinZip. You shouldn't even be on there. Apologies. So single file restart, 23 to go. 7 complete. Blake Chapman still leading the way. Oh boy, look out, Randy Shreves off the racetrack. Have a look at a little bit of luck there and fortune right now for the 72 car of Zach Chapman. He was back in what was, I think, 5th or 6th position there. With the yellow coming out, he actually got his spots back, which allowed him to just to cool down just a little bit. As Shreves goes back to the outside of Chapman down the back straightaway. So Zach Chapman trying to make it. 2 Chapmans inside the top on the podium, but couldn't complete the move. Now, we know Brandon Temple has got some speed in that dirt track bank GY6 RN number 31 machine. Chapman. That's Zach Chapman right in front of the 31 car of Brandon Templeton. Look at Dylan Kinsey, Zachary Bardsley. Again, Bardsley driving it deep down into turn number 1 and 2, but here comes Kinsey to the inside there with a run there on Brandon Templeton to move up to position number 5. Templeton, Kinsey, side by side. Templeton has got position number 5, relegating Kinsey back to position number 6. Bardsley, Reynolds. Then you go back to Terry Landis, Michael Vecchio inside the top 10. And the Yoo-Hoo. Galen's 161 car. Terry Landis closes in there on the back of that King Race Designs Full Throttle Motorsports Super Dirt Car Series entry of Dean Reynolds. Still leading the way is Blake Chapman over Logan Wentz. Now Bardsley and Reynolds will go side by side. Reynolds, 7th position. 8th is Bardsley. Vecchio. Oh, look out, Vecchio at the big slide there on Terry Landis just at the top of your screen. And off the edge of the racetrack he went. Now he'll go back to position number 21. He'll in fact go back to the pits. Coming back to the green flag. Apologies, was just taking care of something that was of an urgent matter as we've got 13 to run for Blake Chapman. And this racetrack is very slick at the moment. Logan Wentz, he's one of the biggest big movers in the top-notch trucking 358 modifieds main event. Meanwhile, look out because you've got a three-way dance right now for 4th, 5th, and 6th position between Brandon Templeton, Zach Chapman, and Dylan Kinsey. Coming to 10 to go right now for your race leader off turn number 4. Blake Chapman started on pole and has led since the drop of the green flag. Randy Shreves, again, talk about just having the differences, the different kind of luck in different cars. 358 modified. I don't think he got a lap in the B main. Now he's running inside the podium in the RSM trackside big block modifieds. So it just goes to show that, well, in the space of what is about 35 minutes to an hour, You really can change up your luck. 8 to 1 for Blake Chapman over Logan Wentz. Randy Shrews, that's your podium for the most part of this main event, and that is your podium at this current stage of the race with now 7 to run. And Brandon Templeton, boy, he is closing in right now on Randy Shrews, but now look out, Kinsey to the inside on Zach Chapman, and Chapman goes hard into the wall. We go yellow. And stuck into the concrete is Zach Chapman. All right, quickly getting into that phone call because there's nothing worse than an important phone call and just coming back with 6 to run. RSing Trackside, Big Block Modified main event, Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder, Fall Season Week number 10, Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's go, Blake Chapman gets up on the wheel once again and we're back underway. Templeton has now got an opportunity. Oh, Randy Shrews! Oh, your heart goes out to the 56 car, Randy Shrews. Oh, you hate to see it for Randy Shrews. Wow. You really got a feel for the bloke. He runs in the top 3 for what is 25 and a half laps. So Chapman. It's Blake Chapman, Logan Wentz, Brandon Templeton, your top 3, Dylan Kinsey, Dean Reynolds again has found his way and looking for back-to-back top 5s here at Lucas Oil. But this time in the last, what will be 4 laps to go at the line. Has Templeton got anything for Logan Wentz? Templeton to the top. Wentz slides up to the moisture off the exit at turn number 2. Blake Chapman, he has led since the drop of the green flag. He's had some challenges and some obstacles to overcome, especially with these late race restarts and the early race restarts as well. Down to the low side goes Templeton, trying to get a run there on Logan Wentz, but Wentz too good with just 2 laps left to run. Templeton, well, he figured, well, I may as well try the bottom side. I may as well commit to the bottom side. This time he'll go back upstairs as the white flag flies here in your RSN trackside. Big block modified main event, and Blake Chapman has gotten his way through turn number 1 and 2. 2 left-hand turns to find his way to victory lane into turn number 3 and up for turn number 4. He completes the sweep in the RSN trackside. Big block modified. He picked up heat race number 1 victory. He led all the way in that one, and he will lead all 30 laps of tonight's RSN Trackside A main event. Let's take a look at your official results coming up on screen. Blake Chapman, Logan Wentz, Brandon Templeton will chat to those top 3 in just a few moments' time. Dean Reynolds, Dylan Kinsey make up your top 5. How about this guy? Sean Green goes from dead last. He goes up 18 positions to come home in position number 6. Dean Reynolds, mind you, went from 17th to 4th. Heck of a run by Dean Reynolds. Anthony Morano home in 7th position. 8th to be Zachary Bardsley. Scott Ramey 9th. And Terry Landis make up your top 10. Over the page, Harold Klopp in 11th. Bob DeGood, Jeffrey Barker, Jason Butterfield, Chris Alva, your top 15. Then we go to Joe Canella, Stephen Bixler, Michael Vecchio, Randy Shrees, and Zach Chapman, your top 20. Followed by Patrick Spangler, Jeff Sharp, Joseph Musso, and Isaac Salas to complete your 24-car field. Let's go trackside. We wait for your top 3 to get out of virtual cockpits of their race cars. And we will chat to those top 3 being Blake Chapman, Logan Wentz, and Brandon Templeton. Let's bring in third place driver right now. It's the 31 car of Brandon Templeton. Brandon, congratulations on this third place finish here tonight. Boy, you were quick, especially in the back half, on the back end of that race. But a couple of yellows falling your way, but unable to get anywhere higher than third position. But I guess you'll take that on a very slick and difficult racetrack.
Yeah, I'll take it. It was definitely tough to pass tonight. You know, it was just really hard to work traffic. You had to stay out of the gas, kind of keep one foot ready to touch the brake quite often, and just try to stay off of guys, but it was just about impossible. You know, they were checking up and coming this way and that, and it was just everything I could do to try to keep it clean. And hats off to the guys in front of me and, you know, everyone I was racing around. It was pretty good racing most of the night.
Right, for both the 358s and the big blocks, both tracks were very slick. Did you expect them to get as slick as what they did?
Usually Lucas Oil does slick off pretty quick. I know in the 358s it was like really slick before we even started practice, so that one was a little bit unusual. But this, you know, big blocks is a little bit more. This is your typical Lucas Oil. There's still some traction up in turn 2 and some different areas of the track that you could hit if you ran it just right.
Brandon, well done on finishing third place here tonight in the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder RSN Trackside Big Block Modifieds. Before we let you get out of here and celebrate the third place finish, we'll let you thank everybody involved in this 31 team.
Yeah, I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank for sponsoring us and the team and everything they do with Got Your Six Racing Network and Friday Night Lights. Thanks to them. Thanks to Friday Night Lights, Got Your Six Racing Network, Mission 22. Come race with us tomorrow night. Should be a good one. Extreme Images, Maley's Bakery, Big C's Lawn Care, everyone watching at home. M9 Performance for helping us out on the Monday night program with open setups, and you for doing the broadcast. Thanks.
Brandon, well done on third place. We'll see you back in 2 weeks' time. There we go. Brandon Templeton home in third place. Home in second place start with the 18 car of Logan Wentz. Logan, congratulations on this runner-up finish here tonight. I guess you'll have to settle for that one, but well, I tell you what, that car in front of you was just a little too quick tonight, but still second place, not bang yet about.
I've got a car all night.
Well, talk us through this 30-lap main event in trying to chase down the race leader, but also holding off the guys behind you. How were you able to get that done?
I was kind of just trying to roll through the middle at 3 and 4, and it was working, and then I had to move up top, and it was a lot faster in 3 and 4, and then that slider line through 1 and 2 was kind of quick.
Well, could you have done anything differently here in the main event to maybe be one step higher up on this podium?
I kind of gave it all I got tonight. Blake's a pretty fast driver, and I'm going to have to give it to him. It was a nice, clean win.
Logan, well done on the run-up finish here tonight. Before we let you go and celebrate the second place finish, we'll let you thank everybody involved in this 18 machine.
I really thank Capsule Time LLC, boys over at Morano Racing, JT Screen Printing, Epilepsy Foundation of America.
There we go. Logan Wentz home in position number 2. And well, to complete this top 3, home on the top step of the podium and leading all 30 laps here tonight, it's the 20 car of Blake Chapman. Blake, congratulations on this win here tonight. And well, you complete the sweep for the RSN Trackside Big Block Modified. You pick up the win in heat race number 1, and you lead all 30 laps after 30 laps in the main event. You must be happy with how this one has finished up.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. I don't think that I've ever felt this good before in the big block. I was just usually I avoid running the top side in these things, but I was just really fast up there tonight. I was running it really hard, and that was working out for me. But I really don't like this track at all for the sprint cars. But I was feeling really good out here tonight, and I feel like I could put the car high, put it low, and just glad I drew a pull on the heat there and was able to win that. And I think starting up front was huge in this feature. We had quite a few cautions, and just had to keep hitting my marks and keeping it out of the wall.
You just mentioned, you've been fast up the top. We sent a lot of drivers work to the top side of the racetrack. How difficult is it to get your right rear in that moisture, but also how difficult is it to put 30 laps to make sure that your right rear doesn't go off the edge of that banking of the racetrack? Because once your right rear goes off, generally the whole car will fall off, and that's where you lose speed and time.
Yeah, it's really difficult. You might not be able to see it on the broadcast on TV, but you can't really see where that lip is up there and where your right rear might fall off. So it's kind of by feel really, and getting experience on this track. I run quite a few laps here on this track, and I know the general area of where that lip is, and I think that experience paid off tonight.
Blake, congratulations on the win here in the RSN Trackside Big Block Modifieds. Thanks to Gambler Motorsports and Thursday Night Thunder Fall Season Week number 10. Before we let you go, Blake, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 20 car.
Yeah, I got to thank the family for watching and supporting. I got to thank all the guys at the Krite Sim Racing Team. And I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They're going to have some new Christmas flavors coming out here pretty soon, I'm sure. So don't forget to check those out and use code CART at checkout, 15% off of your purchase. And I got to thank you for putting this broadcast on, Brett.
Blake, well on the win. We'll see you back in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you.
There we go. Blake Chapman, your winner here tonight from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Your RSN Trackside Big Block Modified is done and dusted. And with that being said, we bring in Travis Pearsford, who will now take over the coverage on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Travis, welcome. You are headed to Phoenix tonight.
We are. We're headed to Phoenix for the Lucy Olson Next Gen Cup Series, where we have 4 drivers tonight battling for that championship out in the desert, so it should be a good one.
75 laps on the docket for the NASCAR Next Gen Cup Series live right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. But for myself, Brett Wheeler, and Ultimate Dirt TV, we will say thank you and good night from the Lucas Oil Raceway. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll be back in just a few short moments.